Can everybody hear me okay? Duckalope Outdoors, how you doing? Scott, how you doing? Big Joe, how you doing? Here's Al. How's it going?
What's up?
How you doing tonight? Doing good. Can y'all hear me okay?
Am I still on?
You're on.
Okay, perfect. Good deal.
Hey, David, how you doing? Yeah, I know there's a lot of people on right now, buddy. I know. And that's okay.
Hot Wings Outdoor Life. That's what I'm talking about. What's up,
Dark
Magnolia?
30, how's it going? The Magnolia Flyway, holy crap. I'm getting all kind of people out west coming in.
Oh, no, Derek's
okay,
from
okay.
He's from Mississippi.
How you doing? Big Joe Outdoors out of Louisiana. That's where I want to get back to is Louisiana. Man, I miss that state.
Yeah, the duck hunting's definitely declined a lot. It's declined a lot.
Yeah, I know that. I still love the state. There's just so much that's
the food
that I like to do there. The food is awesome. Oh man, yeah. I'm a fat boy. If you think you weigh a lot in your little kayak, Mud Tramp, how you doing? Welcome. My audio is in and out. Okay. After 5 Outdoors, Cody. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, Big Joe Outdoors. What part of the state are you in, as far as Louisiana's goes?
Tom Keltage, how you doing? Well, we got about 8 people. I see 8. Of course, there could be more, but I see 8 or 9, 10, something like that. In case none of y'all know, this cat is sitting beside me in the chat. This is Alex from True Southern Waterfowler out of Mississippi. I found his channel through Duckalope Outdoors, Chris and them. And hey, Mark, how you doing? And I went over to his channel and made some comments on some of his videos, and we just kind of hooked up. And you know me, I like to duck hunt and I like to talk ducks on Monday night. Any other night is, it's pretty much a free roam if I'm out. But on Mondays, I like to talk ducks and talk about the seasons and the conservation and just anything and everything. Duckalope Outdoors, boom. Did you kill one? Or wait a minute, it's dark outside. You better not have killed one.
Nah, he probably. I mean, Duckalope is really the channel that kind of brought us together. So.
Oh yeah.
I think hats off to Duckalope for just having a YouTube channel that we both had interest in watching, and look where it led to. You never know who you might find on YouTube.
Cody from After 5, about 90% ice where he's at, but we spanked mallards and green-winged teal today. I am so jealous.
That's what I'm talking about.
W6 Outdoors, how you doing? Okay, so anyway, I've introduced Alex. Now, Alex, I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself to some of the guys that come into my chat room that may not know you. So just tell us about you. I know that your wife likes to video for you. Tell us about you and go from there, and then we'll start working it out.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm Alex from True Southern Waterfowler, as you can tell from the little title right there. I've been duck hunting I kind of got into the game a little late. I'd say at least probably 10, 15 years, somewhere in there. And like Matt said, my wife joins me on 99% of the hunts. She loves doing photography. If you guys have Instagram, go check out True Southern Waterfowler on Instagram. All those photos are 99% hers. Every now and again, I have to get behind the camera. But yeah, we have 2 little kids, 2 daughters. So that's kind of hindered her ability to get out as much as she would like. I live here in South Mississippi, do a lot of diver duck hunting. I try to definitely go hunt snow geese, speckle belly. If I can, get up north and get some Canadians. I love them all. Like, there's the old blue, the Canadian. I'm definitely a goose guy when it comes to waterfowl. Yeah, but I've kind of dabbled. I mean, I've hunted Arkansas, Illinois, Louisiana for sure. I'm like 5 minutes from the border of Louisiana, Mississippi. I'm going to try to get to Alabama this year and do a little duck hunting. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Did I cover everything?
I think so. We'll get there. They want to know if you've got gators down there.
Oh, yeah, we've got gators. I actually got drawn out for gators this year.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah. It's on my YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, slide on over there and check it. We got a 10-footer. First time I've been drawn out for gators, and we got a 10-footer. And in the state of Mississippi, you can't use bait like you can in Louisiana. So we tossed a big hook with a big weight and fought them like on a fishing pole. I had a big old catfish pole with 80-pound braid on it. And yeah, I highly encourage you. If you guys haven't seen that, go check out that. That was kind of a shit show. Excuse my language. Sorry. excuse my language. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. We'll allow one every now and then.
Yeah.
Now, you live in southern Mississippi, right?
Yes, sir. Yep. I'm about 45 minutes north of New Orleans is the biggest city. And that's obviously in Louisiana. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I have yet to hunt Mississippi. It's one of the, I just haven't. I mean, I go through there when I go to like the Louisiana or Texas and Arkansas, of course, but and I've been all over Mississippi, from like Tupelo. Of course, I had to stop in Tupelo. I'm a big Elvis fan, so I had to stop in Tupelo, see his little shotgun house.
Tupelo's up by Magnolia Flyway, actually. That's where
is
he
it?
hunts at. Yeah, Magnolia Flyway. He hunts up by Tupelo, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I've hunted on the Arkansas side of the Mississippi, of course. Right off the river and some oxbow lakes and stuff. But I've just never hunted out in Mississippi.
I got you.
But yeah, I've hunted Arkansas, Louisiana, all over Texas, California, all up and down the East Coast, because I'm in South Carolina, so all up and down the East Coast. Let's see here, Alberta. Oh yeah.
Are we talking Alberta, Canada?
Alberta, Canada. That was the crazy. listen, and I'll tell you the story. I was overseas as a private contractor, and on me and my wife's 25th wedding anniversary, I was in Iraq. No, I was in Afghanistan. I was in Afghanistan at the time, and I sent her a gift from Tiffany's,
Mm-hmm.
and she was not even expecting it. And so when I came home a month later after our anniversary, she gave me a trip to Alberta, but it was going to be for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing. She couldn't get it lined up for that year. So the following year, I go down to Alberta and I spend 4 days. I was the only hunter. And I got a 4 day hunt, and I shot my limit of 8 mallards every day. Now I couldn't kill a goose to save my life. I don't know why. I just had a hard time with the geese. But the mallards, yeah, I was shooting. On my profile picture, you'll see me sitting with 7 mallards. That was the last day.
Mm-hmm.
And I shot 7 mallards, and I could have killed my 8th duck very, very easily, but I stopped. I just said, "That's it. I'm done." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "You don't understand." I said, "Every day for 3 days, I've killed eight mallards. I've let pintails, widgeon, everything else fly by. I've shot nothing but mallards." And I want to leave it on this note. This is the perfect day. And
Yeah.
because the last day we hunted, he took me to a little. I call them playa lakes. Just a little hole. Really small little indention that had water in it.
Mm-hmm.
And um, he left. He said, "Listen, I'm going to put you right here, lay out blind, put the decoys out." He said, "I'm going to leave you. I got to go take care of some. I got to take care of some business." And 30 minutes later, I was sitting. I had everything packed up. I was done. I was
Jeez.
done.
That's what I'm talking
Uh,
about. Um,
Surprising, the wife pays off. Yes, it does.
yeah. What was I gonna say? Mark Larson Outdoors. I'm not too specific, or not. I went up with a guide and I went snow goose hunting. It was like, I want to say southwest Illinois. I'm not really too sure on the. I've only been to Illinois like twice in my entire life, so I don't have a very good. Shoot, who was the guide I even went with? I try not to go with guides, except for if I don't have the material to hunt by myself, I guess. Shoot, I can't think of who the guide was. I'll figure it out. Hopefully
Hey,
that answers your question.
real quick, Alex. If you look, if you don't notice, I'm in a hotel tonight
Yeah, I've seen
for
that.
work, and yeah. So if by some chance I just fade away, take over. Just
I'll
take
run
over.
with it.
Just run with it, and I'll be back.
Yep,
But I am
I'll
working
run
off.
with it.
I am working off a hotel internet. So,
Oh boy.
Yeah, my computer's been crashing. I got my old computer, which I'm on right now, but I'm trying to transfer everything over to another computer, and it's not jiving right now for whatever reason. I gotta find a 12-year-old to fix this thing. And I mean,
Isn't that the
seriously,
truth,
I mean,
though? No, that's the truth. My 4-year-old knows how to get into my phone already.
Yeah, I got a 1-year-old grandson that knows how to get in my phone. I can't even figure it out.
Exactly.
Magnolia Flyways, this ain't out rodeo.
Hey, yeah, we do. I do a weekly podcast with Magnolia and Black Belt Waterfowl, and so we use this. We use the same StreamYard to host our weekly chat. So yeah, I've been
When
here
y'all
a
do
time or
y'all
two.
again? When do y'all do
well,
y'all?
we rotate between the three channels, and it varies. I've got a crazy work schedule, and Alan from Black Belt's got a crazy work schedule, so we don't have a set time per week. It'd be nice if we did, but it's just trying to get three people schedules to line up doesn't necessarily happen all the time. But yeah, it will be this Saturday at 7. So it'll be on.
I see that.
The old we call ourselves the Delta Flock.
I hear you.
So
yeah, we have one flock in on the East Coast, and right now it's up there by Duckalope. So that's the only flock of ducks we have on the whole East Coast, and they're all up there right now.
Hey.
But yeah, if you want to have a really good sausage biscuit, you come hunt with me. Other than that, we're gonna be shooting summer ducks. Shiner guy, how you doing, buddy? Welcome in. If y'all haven't already, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. I sure would appreciate it. It'll be on your Black Belt Waterfowl. Okay.
Mark, was it in Havana or Beardstown? I was up there. I've got 2 videos on YouTube from that trip. Let me Google Earth it real quick. I've got a general idea of where we were at. I'm terrible when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, we were in Illinois. Mount Vernon. We were like south on is that 57? We're over there by Mount Vernon on 57. Hopefully that answers that question. We might not even been that far north. We're somewhere off of 57. That looks familiar. But
any kayak hunters in the chat? I think Duckalope is trying.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Hey, listen, speaking of which, you have a jet sled?
No, I don't have any of those. I need to get one.
Yeah, I would get a jet sled to put all your decoys and stuff in.
Is that the same thing as like
maybe
a beaver tail sled?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Just one of those the little green sleds, you know. But
yeah,
I throw one in. I run a Go Devil, and I'll throw one in my Go Devil if I'm going way up in the swamp, because especially during low water, and I'll tie off and then drag my stuff in.
Yeah.
And it beats throwing it across your back. That's for dang sure.
No doubt. Mark, yeah, we were south for sure. Like it was a 10-hour drive, and I'm in South Mississippi. I mean, Louisiana's like right there on my left-hand shoulder. So it's definitely South Illinois for sure. I'll be back up there again this year. So looking forward to that. Got another 3-day planned up there.
I'm going to do this. I'm having a squirrel moment. I had the TV going, so I had to turn it off. I'm starting to have a squirrel moment. So I noticed that you like to shoot speckle bellies, and that is probably my favorite goose. We just don't have them here, but that is my favorite goose. Do y'all get them in Mississippi? Are y'all getting them in Mississippi, or do you got to go to Louisiana to for them?
No, we get them in Mississippi for sure. I gotta go up northwest towards the Delta. We got Tunica, Mississippi is where I hunt a lot for speckle belly.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I hunt them in Mississippi. What's nice about Mississippi this year is we stayed at a 3 speckle bellies per person. A lot of the states lengthened the season on them, but dropped them down to 2. So,
really?
So in about 3 more weeks, our season opens up, and I've already got 2 trips planned for that. So I love speckle belly.
Yeah, that there's number one, they're a cool bird, They react well to calls. They decoy like mallards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they about the. Excuse me. My supper decided it wanted to come back up. Um, they eat better than any goose. I think they taste better than mallards. I mean, and it's coming from a goose, and so
Yeah, no, they I love all of the geese, really. I mean, I duck hunt, obviously. Now, being this far south in Mississippi, I haven't really been, I don't want to say introduced, but I've never really had the true pleasure of hunting mallards. Just like going out there and knowing you're getting your limit of mallards. I've never done that. I mean, I've probably killed, I don't know, less than 100 mallards in my life. I mean, that sounds weird to say because I'm sure people are like, what? Like 100
really.
mallards? But it's just, we don't get the mallards down here. And if we get a mallard down here, I mean, it's,
yeah, they're getting short
I don't know. It's crazy that we don't get them down here anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love the geese.
When I was growing up in my home state of South Carolina, it was nothing to shoot a limit of mallards. Nothing. I mean, it was absolutely that. I didn't even shoot my first summer duck, which y'all call wood ducks.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even shoot my first one until I was almost 20 years old, because we didn't work. We shot mallards, and now that's all we do shoot now is summer ducks. I mean, yeah, there are some mallards and there's some pintails and some other thing. If you get in the right spots and you got and the duck gods work in your favor, but it's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
With just shooting nothing but mallards, and a lot of guys, especially out west, they don't understand that. They just they look at a channel and they say, well, you're not shooting mallards, you're shooting summer ducks.
Yeah.
Or you're shooting ringnecks. Well, that's all we got right now.
Yeah. Like my mallard. Yeah, my mallard is a gadwall, hands down. We get those by the thousands.
Oh, great.
And like a lot of duck hunters, if you don't, if you're not shooting greenheads, then they kind of look at you like you're not a duck hunter, and that's not the case at all. I kind of almost feel sorry for those people, just because they think if you're not shooting mallards, then you're not duck hunting, but that's not the case at all. So
no, it's not. And it's like a video I did, and I've done several of them. That not all ducks quack. I've taken shooting summer ducks almost to an art form, using a call, decoy placement, motion on the water. I don't use that many spinning wings for summer ducks. But I mean, I'll put one out or two out, but I hide them. But I take a lot of motion in my spread because that's what they like, and I've almost taken it to an art form where I'm actually decoying summer ducks, and people true mallard hunters that doesn't even they can't comprehend that. Oh, you can't decoy a summer duck. Well, yeah, you can. You can decoy any duck.
Yeah.
You just got to learn how to do it. And
yeah,
I like shooting gray ducks too, gray mallards or gadwall, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, we got gadwalls, and we also have we call a mottle duck down here, a marsh duck. It looks just like a mallard. It obviously the drake doesn't get a green head, but it looks like a hen mallard. And we get quite a bit of those, but we're only allowed to shoot, I believe, one of those. So, but yeah, so like I'm headed up to. I'm gonna go hunt with W6 this early January, and hopefully he can put some mallards on my channel for all them true duck hunters. I'm trying to put that in quotation, duck hunters. So maybe they'll be interested in my channel. But no, I'm a goose guy. I love geese.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't get enough of them down here for me to mess with it. Shooting a goose down here. Number one, it's going to be a resident bird 9 times out of 10, and there's not enough where I hunt to. I mean, it's just a chance bird. You had a small flock that just happened to be over, and you just happen to have a couple goose decoys out, and you just happen to throw your goose calls in your blind bag, and oh, okay, let me dig it out because you got like forever to call at them.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of Canadians down here.
How you doing?
What's up,
Welcome to the channel.
We don't get a lot.
Hanging out.
Oh yeah. We don't get a lot of Canadians down here. We got to go I got to go north, Mississippi. But we get a lot of snows and the occasional specklebelly. I got to go more like towards Louisiana, get in those rice fields and stuff like that to really get into the specklebellies. But
right.
I mean, I'm willing to travel. I mean, it's like when I go up to Missouri, I think that's going to be a 10 or 11 hour trip. When I go up to Illinois, I think that's another 10 hours. I mean, at that point, it's just driving. I mean, I'm willing to travel.
Yeah. My trips got canceled. I had a trip that I was planning to Washington State, but with all the COVID stuff, and I was gonna have to take a flight, and I flat refused to wear a mask, and I'm not getting on an airplane. Yeah, no. So I had to cancel it, and I got some things lined up for North Carolina, up in the swamps there and on the coast, but that's later on in the year. And After Five Outdoors is going to join me this year down here, and we're going to go up in the swamp. I'm going to introduce them to cottonmouths and alligators.
Yeah, there you go. Black belt. My first waterfowl trip will be specklebellies. Tunica on a Friday, and then I'm going to go to Arkansas on a Saturday, Sunday, and just kind of opening day of Mississippi. I think is November 13th. Friday the 13th in October. So I'm going to hunt that day, and then November. I don't know where. Yeah, November. Sorry, we're already past the 15th.
About October 13th, you done passed it.
I know. I was like, hold on here. November 15th, Mississippi, and then 16, 17, Arkansas. So,
yeah, our season won't kick off till the 21st of November, so I still got some time.
Yeah, Mississippi doesn't open up until Black Friday. But I'm going to take advantage of the veteran youth hunt this year. I've never taken advantage of that. So I'm trying to extend my season as much as possible. So I'm going to take a copy of that DD214 with me. And it's going to be weird hunting, on youth day / veteran. Never done it. I kind of feel like I'm breaking the rules, but I'm not. So it's almost here.
If we have one in South Carolina, they're not advertising it for a veteran hunt. So.
Yeah, see, I could be mistaken. Like I said, I've never done it, but I feel like Mississippi just started it in the last 3 to 5 years. I could be wrong. Somebody from Mississippi is probably like, Alex, you're dumb. It's been going on forever. So
I got a DD214 somewhere, but if nothing else, I'll just do that and say, hey.
You don't just get that.
You just don't just get it.
Yeah, normal people don't just put that on there. But hey, W6 says the Dakotas are freezing up. Iowa's getting hammered. I've heard.
I know that.
I don't know if you believe into that little farmersonly.com. That's obviously the dating site. But that little
Right.
farmer app, it tells you like how cold the winter and stuff is supposed to be.
Almanac. Yeah.
Yeah, they say last time I read it, it's supposed to be a cold winter. I thought, but who knows?
I hope so. Last year, I was beating mosquitoes all year.
Oh yeah,
We had no cold. I was trying to start my channel last duck season, and so I basically went out just to get film, just to get some footage, and I think I got like 5 seconds through the whole season. It was terrible, and even our teal season this year was absolutely terrible. I know you were in the chat when I had Thomas from Virginia Outdoors on panel with me, and he even said it. I mean, he told me before we got on panel together, they didn't even have the teal this year that they normally get. So, and now we're covered up in them. They're all over. I was watching some before I took my trip for work. I've been watching teal for a week.
really?
So, yeah, like late migration. I think it's just the weather. I just never got cold enough, and I know they don't need a lot of cold, but I just don't think it had any cold whatsoever to drive them down.
Yeah, I mean the freaking hurricanes and tropical storms and every other thing that hit Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama ruined our teal season. And I mean, I know like opening weekend for Louisiana teal, Mississippi was really good. I know buddies that were killing 4-man limits every day for like the first 3 or 4 days. And then that first storm rolled in, and then the second rolled in, and then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth storm all rolled in within teal season. I mean, 16 days, we had like 5 or 6 storms hit somewhere between Louisiana and Alabama. And I think all of our teal got pushed west towards Texas, or maybe even east towards like Georgia, Florida. I think they just kind of went, whoop. They just went around our states and headed, I mean, we still had birds, but not like we should have.
Not like you have. Yeah. Duckalope Outdoors, thanks for coming in. On your way out, please hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Cody from After 5, us Southern folk, well, we want it cold up north to drive the ducks down. Mm-hmm. That's what we want. We don't really care to be iced up. We just want it. We want the freeze line right above us, so they all come down here.
Yep. But yeah, like Foul Time's talking about it being 83. I think today was like 76. I mean, it's supposed to be in the 90s next week. It's just, and it's October. It's middle of October towards the end, and it's still in the 90s. So.
Yeah, we had like last year. I mean, I bought this brand new coat, to wear, and I mean, I haven't even worn it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I mean, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a big old.
I threw mine in the boat just for the boat ride, and before I could even get off the landing, I was pulling it off. I said, "The heck with this! I don't need it."
Yeah, I wear it when I go diver duck hunting, and the seas are kind of rough and they're spraying up on me. Like you said, I wear it for the boat ride, and as soon as I get to where I'm hunting, I rip that thing off because I'm already sweating. It's just I need a lighter weight jacket, but then when I go up to Illinois, I'm over there like an icicle, just like hold me, I'm cold. So. And the guys that are looking around at me like, come on, Alex, like it's 43 degrees outside. I'm like, I know, it's cold.
Oh yeah, listen, I got up this morning to go to work, and it was 45, and I was trying to find I had a hoodie, and I was looking for the little beanie hat that I had. I couldn't find it. Yeah. I'm about to freeze to death.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would agree with that. Just enough to keep them mosquitoes down would be greatly appreciated.
oh yeah. I'm and what we call the bush monsters, the red wasp. We came up on one a couple weekends ago, and it was if there weren't 500 on that nest, I kiss your butt.
Really? Jeez.
that nest that nest was like that big around, and we were shooting. Are you familiar with mud hens or moor hens?
No. Uh-uh.
Okay, it's just it looks like a coop, but it's not a coop.
Okay.
And you push pole and try to jump them up. Sometimes they just swim in front of you, and you just water swat them. But
Yeah.
they're a pretty good eating bird. I mean, it's no mallard by no means, or or even close to being a duck.
What are
But
you calling it?
they're called moor hens. Um, some
Because I
people
wonder if
call
we
them
got a
mud
different
hens.
name. I wonder if we got a different name for them here in Louisiana. Because
Purple Galahad.
it looks like a coot, but it eats pretty good.
Yeah. Now we call them
Can't think of
swamp.
the
I
name.
call them swamp chickens.
Okay.
I call them swamp chickens because you can actually hear them cackle. And they got feet like a chicken. And
Yeah, I can't think of what we call those things.
but
So yeah.
they're pretty good eating. And I got a video coming out Wednesday, I think, on them. But Wild Man Outdoors, Alex. If you
Mhm.
have never seen Wild Man Outdoors, you need to take a look at his channel.
All right.
This kid, and he is Galanu. Yep, that's it.
Yeah,
This
that's
kid,
what we call it. Thank you. Sorry.
this kid is awesome, dude. He is absolutely awesome. You got to check his channel out. Um, I love him to death. I've never met. I've only seen him. He comes in my chats, and I watch his videos, man. But he is awesome.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
looking at this rattlesnake bite challenge. What is that?
yeah, yeah, you got to watch that. Yeah, that's funny.
What is that? That is crazy. I
The
thought,
boy was walking around barefooted and caught a snapping turtle. I'm telling you, I love
oh,
him.
oh boy. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the subscribe button on that bad boy. I'll check out that rattlesnake challenge here in a little bit.
Yeah,
Jeez.
he's pretty good. I like him. He's he's got it going. Are you old enough to remember the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom?
Yes.
All right, so Marlon Perkins was the old guy, right? And he had a younger guy with him. I can't remember his name right off the bat, but he's the one that dove on. He would jump out of the boat and dive on alligators, or he would jump out of a truck and wrestle a wildebeest or whatever it was. But that's what Wild Man. That's who he reminds me of.
That's what he's got going on, huh?
Yeah, man, he's awesome.
I
He's
should
awesome.
have taken him on that gator hunt then.
Oh, he'd have loved it, dude. He'd have
Yeah.
loved it. He would have loved it. Trust me.
Yeah.
Goes out in the middle of the night, chases rattlesnakes.
Now,
You gotta be kidding me.
I am deathly, and I can't stress that enough, deathly afraid of poisonous snakes. I don't like non-poisonous snakes, but I am deathly afraid of a poisonous snake. And we've got them down here like the wazoo. So I don't go outside. I go duck hunting, and then that's it. I go right back inside.
That's it.
Yep.
So, what's it looking like? I mean, as far as y'all season right now, I mean, I know it's kind of out in the future because we never know what's going to happen as far as weather goes. But what's it looking like as for so far?
For this upcoming season,
Yeah, how's it looking for y'all?
it's looking busy. We'll
Yeah.
put it there. I've got, like I said, I got a couple speckle belly hunts lined up in November. Gonna go do some diver duck hunts in Alabama, Arkansas. I'm gonna try to do some flooded timber Arkansas this year. Missouri. I'm gonna go hunt with W6 up there and hunt hopefully some honkers and some mallards, and I'm looking for that widgeon for the wall. Illinois, and then Mississippi has a draw system for WMA areas. Magnolia Flyway is the one that kind of introduced me to that. And we should hopefully find out November 1st if we won any of those hunts. And those are all up in the Delta, 3 to 5 hours. I mean, I'm going to put a ton of miles on my truck this year, a ton of miles. I mean, I always do. I try to every year. I hit the trip B and try to keep up with my mileage and just see how many miles I put on that bad boy every year.
Yeah,
it's a ton. So, but no, I've never hunted Missouri. That's definitely one. I know Neil's probably getting tired of me calling him because I'm like, hey, what's the weather looking like right now? And he's like, hey, man, you're not coming for 4 more months. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm coming. And I want to know what it's looking like. So
what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. No, my wife's making fun of me because right before season, I try to go into hibernation mode and just try to catch up on as much sleep as possible. But I've been so jacked for this season, more than usual. I think it's because of YouTube. I started YouTube last October. And so now I'm just thinking okay, filming, trying to get some good footage, hunts, just trying to, just the brain does not shut off when it needs to. And because I go to work at 1:30 in the morning and I'll be up at, 10 and 11 o'clock at night, just thinking on ideas. It's just what I need to film and all kinds of stuff and
how you want it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're trying to get some drones. We got all this gear in our head that we're trying to get. I'm telling you, we're going to try to full send this season and get some amazing content. And like I said, the brain just keeps going because now this whole YouTube thing has added a whole nother aspect to hunting that a lot of people that just watch YouTube but don't really do the videos for it.
Right.
I mean, it's stressful too. I mean, I've only got less than 700 subscribers, and that's still a lot, but less than 700 subscribers, and I don't want to let down a single one of them. I feel that weight, on my shoulders, and it's just
oh yeah. I've got 290. I got 290 something right now. I know. I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Because I want to show some hunts, and I live in the worst flyway. I mean, the worst flyway.
Yeah, I feel you there. Because I mean, yeah. I live in the Mississippi flyway for sure, and it's good, but I've got to travel so far to get into where the hunting's good. I mean, Louisiana has definitely gone on the decline. Now there's still definitely we get our pushes down there. Definitely a lot of gadwall. We get divers. I'm sure I'll do a ton of diver duck hunting, as I always do. But I don't know. I'm pretty excited to get to Missouri. I've never been, and I'm pretty excited about that one. So don't let me down, W6.
I want to get back. I want to get back out west so bad. I can't see straight. This year's not going to happen. I'm not gonna try to. It's not that I'm afraid of this COVID-19 because I'm not. But it is something it's in the back of my head right now, and I'm just gonna kick it in here in my home state. Maybe hit up North Carolina with some family. I got some family and friends up there, so I'm gonna kick it with them a couple times, and head to our coast a couple of trips, on day hunts, that kind of thing. But you're right. No one, if you're not trying to get video, no one really knows how much aggravation can be caused. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's already happened. I thought I was filming. I thought my GoPro was going, and went to review the footage, and there was nothing. It was nothing there. And you're like, oh, because I usually hunt with a couple of guys, and they're always doing something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to catch that little stupid blooper to just kind of put it in there,
Yeah.
and you don't get anything.
Yeah, that's me. I am that guy. I'm the one that's doing the stupid things 100%. Like on the teal hunt, I was talking about getting into my birthday suit because it was hot, and my wife's filming it, and it's just like, well, that's gonna go in there, I mean, you got to keep it humorous. So but
hold on. What'd you do, Cody? What happened? But yeah, it gets kind of crazy. I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
With
And
all the YouTube, yeah.
Well, I was just saying, like last year, still being new, I went on a specklebelly hunt up in northwest Mississippi, and I didn't realize that my GoPro got switched over to time lapse because I thought it was,
Ooh.
It's got picture, video, and then time lapse. And I went up and I picked up my very first band, and it's all in time lapse. So there's no audio. I mean, I was like screaming, just like, yeah. And it's all time lapse. And it's just like, a bunch of pictures. And it's just like,
yeah.
So I don't know. It's like little things like that. I wish I had double checked to make sure it was on video and not time lapse, because that would have been cool for the video. I mean, I've never killed a band. My buddy shot it, and that was the very first band I've ever picked up. And my reaction,
Right.
Just that raw emotion of doing this for so many years and killing so many birds, and you've never seen a band, and then you finally pick it up and you're like, oh my God, and there's my GoPro just, not helping me out. So.
Oh yeah. A couple of years ago, one of the best duck hunts I've been in South Carolina. It was 6 of us, and we shot a 6-man limit in January, a 6-man limit of blue-winged teal and summer ducks.
Jeez.
And when we got to the hill, or when we got to the landing, I couldn't find my GoPro, and I know that I brought it out because it's the last 2 things that I always get is my GoPro and my cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got everything loaded up. I go back in, I kiss my wife goodbye, and then I grab my cup of coffee and my GoPro head strap. Could not find my GoPro, so all I got is pictures, from my cell phone. And on the way home, I found my GoPro in the middle of the road, crushed.
Oh yeah, I think you said that with Thomas.
Yeah. I was talking.
Oh man, that sucks. Oh, that's terrible.
And it was like the best. I mean, and every one of these ducks were decoying in. There was no pass shooting ducks. They were all, they were locked up. You hit the call, and they were just all woof.
Dang.
Oh, it was something.
Yeah.
And and it's always something. It's always something.
For sure. Like my best specklebelly hunt, we shot a 9-man limit of specklebelly back when the limit was 3 in Arkansas in like 35 minutes. It took us longer to put the decoys out. And that was before I even thought about YouTube. It's just like I was just doing Instagram and That's going to be one hunt that'll always haunt me, just because it was, I mean, top of the top.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, like it's a hunt of a lifetime, and hopefully I get it one more time. And the only reason I would like it for YouTube is just to share that experience with people. But man, that was a hunt of a lifetime. And
we shot 25 mallards in less than 17 minutes out of Midland, Texas. In the playa. They were coming off the peanut fields. And the guys I was hunting with, they usually have a camera crew with them.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not bring the camera crew that morning.
Oh.
And I have some footage at how it's not mine, and I cannot put it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But I have footage at the house of a couple of hunts in Louisiana prior to going to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They were gracious enough to give it to me as a gift, and I'm not going to use it because I'm just not going to use it. But yeah, it was 17 mallards, all drakes, in 25 mallards in 17 minutes. And it was a barn burner, dude. I mean, I've been on good hunts, but as far as the most memorable hunt, that's in my top 5. I mean, it was unbelievable. The amount of ducks that were coming in. And then we left and went to another playa lake and finished out our 6 duck limit on gadwall.
Jeez.
There was no gadwall coming into that pond. So we went to another one where they knew there was gadwall, and we ended up finishing our 6 duck limits at another pond.
Jeez. Yeah. Hey, real quick. Let's see if that's showing up. You see what happened there? Uh-oh.
It's getting a little icy. I can't.
Well, the shotgun barrel.
Oh, so looks like somebody blew the barrel out.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The guy that was hunting next to me on that snow goose hunt, he was using old wet ammo. He had old wet ammo and new ammo thrown all in his little blind bag or whatever he took out there. And I told him before he's like, "You think I should use this?" And I was like, "No, that's probably the worst decision of your entire life, is to use old wet ammo. Like, it's wet." Well, sure enough, he's like shooting it, and like the first couple times, I'm telling you, it rolled out the barrel. Like, it's like pew, and it just like came right out the barrel. And I was like, his name's Ron. I was like, "Ron, stop using that ammunition now. I've got tons of it. If we need to go back to the truck and get more, if we need to go to, wherever, when we're done with the hunt, stop using that ammunition." And
that's a 6-man limit.
Jeez. Look at that. But yeah, he ended up.
Big Joe says he can do a complete video on illegal hunters. After 5 missed footage. W6 was talking about he had a dove hunt where the GoPro was bumped and was pointing straight in the sky. And Big Joe also says it's going to be easy to get a limit on scalp this year.
For sure. I can't believe they dropped that.
Oh yeah, was it 2, and then you got to wait until a certain date and get 3 or something, or 1, or it's crazy. I
want to say ours is 1.
Is it just 1?
Let me look, because we were just talking about this the other day, and I want to say it's 1. I'm looking real quick.
If any bluebills come in the swamp, then they're going to die.
Yeah, it's 1 bluebill for Mississippi. We're allowed 2 redheads, 1 bluebill, and 2. We're allowed 2 canvases back. 2 canvases is back. 2 cans. Like, it's crazy to think we're allowed more canvas back than bluebill.
Yeah.
I just don't know what happened to their population since last year to this year to think where they got it dropped down to 1 for us.
Because they're not doing any counts this year. They're not.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Well,
They didn't do anything.
no, I know. And when Alan, myself, and Derek had our little live stream, Alan actually had the head biologist for Ducks Unlimited on, and we talked about him. And he said it not doing the count really didn't have an effect on the limits this year, just because they've got so much data over the years that they just went ahead and just kept it going. But I mean, they made a couple tweaks, but man, they must know something that we don't for them to drop it.
Hotel chairs almost fell out. They've knocked us down. They did it last year to us, knocked us down to 2 mallards. And that's it. 2 mallards.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for the summer duck population in our state, there'd be very few hunters. Very few.
Yeah. Now, so my question to you, like on a personal level, well, here I'll just put you. Yeah. See, Alan put it out there, Dr. Tom Mormon. But in my personal opinion, I think the ducks are getting short-stopped. The populations are up every year, and they're getting short-stopped. And until, I'm sure I might lose some subscribers, but oh well. Until the government steps in and says, "Hey, this used to be illegal. You used to,
quit planting cornfields."
Yeah, and flooding them. But until the government steps in and says, "Hey, this is illegal," because you're pretty much hunting over a baited field, it'll never. We'll never get the ducks like we used to down here in South Mississippi, South Louisiana, Alabama. I mean, which I don't know about Alabama. I've never hunted there, so I just threw that name out there, like Alabama.
Right. I did a video on it. Has the migration changed? And now disclaimer right now, I am not a waterfowl biologist. I'm not one. I don't claim to be one. I don't play one on YouTube. But I have 48 years of duck hunting experience. So I've seen some things. And one of the things that I have noticed over the years are flooded cornfields. Now, when I say that, I mean these are fields that are planted and they're unharvested and they're flooded and they are short stopping the ducks. We have it in our states. We have impoundments that line our whole lake system and they're short stopping ducks. Now, if somebody wants to, I have no problem with this. If somebody wants to plant an agricultural field, whether it be corn or rice or even beans, and harvest it and eat, they can even leave some. Like, let's say, out of a 100-acre field, you leave 25%. And I'm just throwing that number out as a number. That I really don't have a problem. I really don't have that kind of a problem if they harvest it. But if they want to leave some on the edges for wildlife, okay, I got that. That's quite okay with me. But you do not, there's no farmer in the United States or in this world for that matter that plants corn and floods it and tries to harvest it.
Exactly. The only thing down here is rice. I mean, rice is the only agriculture that needs water like it does, if I'm not mistaken. Corn doesn't need it.
No,
yeah, rice is it. I mean, corn doesn't need it. Beans don't need it. And yeah.
Now, if somebody wants to plant, let's say, a food plot with, I mean, and when I say a food plot, I'm talking about like a mixture of rice and millets and that kind of stuff. I mean, I have a hard time saying no because I just have a hard time saying no to that. I am
Mm-hmm.
strictly talking about corn as the attractant. And W6 said something. Let's see, y'all think flooded corn holds up migration. As long as we have open water, there's no need for birds to migrate. Flooded corn is only good till the water freezes and the birds push out. Okay, and I agree with you to an extent. But how far can a duck fly? And how far is too far to fly for open water? I have personally seen ducks on ice eating out of corn. So they've eaten corn standing on ice. I've seen it. I know that other people have seen it. So when they need water, how far is too far to fly away? 25 miles, 50 miles? Do ducks only migrate south? No, they migrate north, south, east, west. And on any given time, they can be in a migration pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not a biologist, but I know that ducks they'll migrate eastward. They will migrate westward in a day. They will migrate. They will go somewhere west and feed and be back on east where, and they do it up and down, north and south. If I'm hoping I'm making sense there.
Yeah.
So
I'm tracking you.
So let's just say the freeze line is in Missouri. Everything above Missouri and above is froze up. But you've got massive amounts of corn standing on frozen water. Well, they could fly south into Arkansas, Louisiana, and then fly back north that morning to eat corn and then fly back to open water. I mean, how far is far? I mean, seriously, I mean, blue-winged teals, they start in Canada and they'll fly straight to Venezuela. I mean, so how far is far? So, although I do agree with you, W6, with what you're saying, and with the inception of ice eaters and all these other things, they keep in water open a whole lot longer. Now, the rice issue, I wish people would plant, especially in my state, would go back to planting rice like they used to, because once you plant rice and you harvest that rice, it's going to be a dry field for a while. Well, the residual rice will what's the waste grain will grow back up, and it's commonly referred to, like in places like Arkansas and Louisiana, as red rice, because it's but they're not going to harvest that residual.
Mm-hmm.
It will grow back up, and then once you put water on it, there's a huge bloom of invertebrates that come out of this. And when ducks when they get down to where we're at in the southern areas, they need those invertebrates for protein in order for better breeding and for better egg production. And corn does not get. I mean, there'll be a bloom. Don't get me wrong. There will be some invertebrates in a flooded cornfield, but that corn is going to rot quicker than what rice will, and you'll have more than you will have in corn. My opinion only. Like I said, I hope I don't make. I hope everybody doesn't get mad and leave my chat and defriend me for that. But I've just seen way too much, and I don't know if you're familiar. I think they're called the Flyway Federation on Facebook.
Yep. They're here in Louisiana.
Yeah, and I read a lot of their stuff, and
it's hard to dispute the numbers that they put out there. I mean, like they've stated back when it was warmer winters, back way before I was even thinking about hunting, before I even my parents thought about hunting. They're like, hey, they've got all this data. Like, like if you don't know what we're talking about, flyways. What was it again?
Flyway Federation.
Federation, yes. They're in Louisiana, and they're pissed off, which I get it. I mean, our duck numbers in Louisiana have just it's like I want to say we had like 2 million ducks, they said last year, and 2 million like big ducks in Louisiana when they did their flyovers and stuff like that. And they've documented it every year, and every year it's just gotten lower and lower and lower and lower. But the population of ducks is, I mean, we're not having a shortage of hatches. I mean, our hatches are great every year. They say, oh, okay, went down, like 2%, but overall, like above the long-term average, we're still like 70% above where we should be.
If there's anybody in this chat that's over 50, like myself, and can remember hunting in the 80s, I was down in Matagorda Bay, Texas. You know where that's at?
Nope. It's in Texas.
Matagorda Bay. It's southern Texas. I mean, it's around the Gulf Coast, near Galveston. And near Galveston Bay, I think it's east of Galveston Bay, if I'm not mistaken. I know somebody will probably get in here and correct me on it. That's fine. But pintails, Texas was on a point system, and you could shoot up to 100 points. And pintail drakes were 10 points apiece, which means to get 100 points, you could shoot 10 pintail drakes.
Jesus.
The hens, however, were 90 points. So if you messed up and shot a hen, you could only shoot one more duck.
Oh.
So myself and my dad in the 80s went down to Matagorda Bay to hunt pintails. And I'm telling you, it was in January when we went down there, and I never wore a long sleeve shirt. And we would have thousands all right, imagine a flock of 500 pintails, right? And then behind them was another flock of 500 pintails. And then behind them was another flock. And then behind them was another flock. And they were just all coming into this bay. And we never got it. I mean, we never wore long sleeve shirts. So it wasn't, weather plays a part. I am not going to deny that. But it wasn't so much about weather. It was about food. And there was lots of food in those saltwater marshes. Things have changed. It's just like in my state of South Carolina. There used to be lots of food in the swamps. But when you flood a swamp, a man-made lake, and you flood the swamp for 75 years, food is going to be reduced because it doesn't have time to grow. It's flooded all the time. So it's not that weather doesn't play a part. Weather does play a part, but it's a combination of things. And weather, food. When I say weather, and I also mean water, by the way, water falls into the weather, because if you don't have enough rain, it's ducks, it's waterfowl. So you've got weather, food, and rest. And that's what a duck needs. He needs to have water. He needs to have rest. And when you mess with one of those things, just one, you can mess. I mean, really, I like I said, I'm not a biologist, guys. I don't claim to be one, and I don't play one on here. I have just seen, over my personal observations, we quit getting the food in our swamps. We quit getting ducks. When we had a huge bloom of hydrilla on our lakes, we got ducks. When they took the hydrilla out by using grass carp, we don't have the ducks anymore. It's food.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, and I was just saying, ducks are lazy creatures just like humans are. They're only going to
Oh yeah.
travel as far as
So far.
needed to get water and food. As long as they got
Yep.
those two, they're not going to go any further south. And I don't
Right.
blame them. I only want to go so far to the refrigerator to get, food
that's
and
it.
water.
If my refrigerator was 5 miles away, I'd buy a refrigerator.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I agree. And the Flyway Federation has definitely put out some crazy numbers, and I would like to see, because there's always two sides to the story. There's always like, Flyway Federation, I'm just going to say their side of the story, and then you got other side of the story. And I've never really looked into the other side. Just being down here in the South, I've read a bunch of the Flyway Federation, and they're definitely, blaming the finger, or pointing the finger, I should say, on northern states and saying that they're dumping corn and stuff like that. I personally don't know if that's true or not, but when you're reading all these numbers and then they're over there pointing and saying, hey, it's because of this, that kind of, persuades you to think one way, and it might not be that way. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've never, like I said, I've never hunted north of Arkansas, Mississippi, and Illinois. I've never hunted Missouri, any of the Dakotas. I've never hunted any of that. So I don't know exactly what's going on as far as agriculture and flooding and stuff like that. But when I read what the Flyway Federation says, then I'm like, oh, those dang northern states, they're keeping all of our birds from us. Yeah. And like I said, I've never been up there, so I don't know if that's true or not, but
Oh, listen, here on the East Coast, we blame Maryland. We're short-stopping our ducks. We do. Dadgum Maryland. North Carolina on the Outer Banks. They're short-stopping our ducks.
But when I'm in Arkansas, we're always blaming Missouri. Those dang Missourians, like they're keeping all the ducks. And I'm sure Missouri's blaming just north and north.
I mean, if you go back in history, you'll look at some of the big waterfowling clubs that were on the East Coast. There was quite a few in South Carolina. And the reason is back in the 1800s, prior to the, most people call it the Civil War. We call it the War of Northern Aggression. There was a lot of rice farming in South Carolina. This is where it started. This is where rice farming started in the United States, right here in South Carolina. And we had these rice plantations, and there was huge amounts of ducks. Why? Because there was food. The weather does play a part. Don't get me wrong, but I can remember back in the late 70s hunting in short sleeves.
Really?
And killing mallards and black ducks in our swamps.
Yeah. I've never killed a black duck.
I can remember these things. And after the Civil War and rice production came to a halt, a lot of these rice farmers moved west to Arkansas, where it was, number one, it was a better climate, and it's flatter land. The Grand Prairie's just flatter. You didn't have to excavate so much to get rice to grow. And of course, the introduction of steam-powered engines and so forth and so forth. Well, you started seeing lots of ducks that started entering the Arkansas area, that even though you may have saw them before, you're now seeing greater amounts. Why? Food. Louisiana started planting rice. Food. Lots of ducks. California planting rice. Lots of ducks. So there's and Fowl Town, when he was a kid, Swan Lake was the goose capital of the world. Listen, places like Swan Lake and Fowl Town, what's the one? Help me out. There's another one up there. Crab Apple Orchard. These WMAs back in the 50s were dumping truckloads of corn onto the refuge. Now, this is the fact. This is not something made up. This is a fact. There's pictures of it. They would literally have grandstands out for the people to come and sit on to watch the geese land into these fields, and goose hunting almost ended in the state of Louisiana because of it. Now, granted, now the Flyway Federation does print that out, but I did some research on it, and I found the articles, of the old articles, them talking about, people in grandstands, and they were dumping corn out. Canada, you could some of these duck hunting clubs in Canada. Yes, Swan Lake is Northwest Missouri. And Crab Out, that's in Illinois, right? If I'm not mistaken, please somebody. It's getting late. I'm getting old. I forget things. Up in Canada, some of these big duck clubs in there way back when, they were allowed by permit only, but they were allowed to drop truckloads of corn. Magnolia Flyway says, what kind of shotgun do you use, Daddy Duck and shells? Okay, I have 3 guns that I love to use. My favorite is a Belgium A5 16 gauge full choke. That is my favorite gun. That is by far my favorite gun. Back in the day, I shot number 5 lead, and now I'm shooting number 5s or 4s in bismuth when I can find it. I prefer Robert Bryan A5. There you go. Robert Bryan's a good friend of mine. He knows I shoot that. But I shoot the Belgium A5. My second favorite gun is I have a 20 gauge Remington 1100. That I truly love. I've patterned it with a lot of shells, but my favorite shell on that is Black Cloud. Aftermarket choke would be the Vortex for the Black Cloud. And then I have a Browning Silver in a 12 gauge that I shoot the Vortex choke tube aftermarket and the Black Cloud Vortex along with Black Cloud number 3s. And that's usually later on in the season hopefully when big ducks get in. If we don't see any big ducks, we're not seeing a lot of mallards and bigger ducks or even shooting divers, then I stick with my little 16 gauge. I love it. I love that gun. It's by far my favorite gun to shoot. Hope I answered your question. You got me off the rant of corn ponds and cornfields.
Yeah, the Browning A5 for me. If the trigger is gold, the bird will fold.
As long as you're not saying spray and pray, I'm good.
But hey, real quick, I'm gonna have to jet out of here because I got to be up at 1 o'clock or 1:30 for work.
I hear you.
So I definitely appreciate you having me on here. It's been a great discussion. So
I'm glad you came, and you're welcome anytime you see me on here and I'm by myself. Just holler up and say, "Hey, I want to come on." And man, that's all you got to do. But
yeah,
on Monday nights, I like to talk ducks. And if I do anything else during the week, it's usually because I'm in a hotel room and I'm bored.
Mm-hmm.
I go live just to chat and talk. So
yeah, why not? Yeah. I post weekly videos on Mondays at noon. So
yeah, mine come out Wednesday morning at midnight. So that's when my video comes out.
Yeah, if anybody in here is a kayak duck hunter, please go to my page, comment, and tell me what I need to duck hunt out of a kayak. I just did a video on it, so I'm definitely lost. I've never done it.
Real quick, Black Belt Waterfowl says, what's the best brand of decoys? The ones you can afford. Those are the best decoys to get. I have a mixture of greenhead gear, herders, lifetime. I got burlap. I got corks. I've got Academy Sports, whatever brand they sell. You know, I've even got one or two Dakotas that are somewhere stuffed somewhere. So in my, you know, I don't tell people these are the best because I don't believe in that. I think it's the ones you can afford,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, you got good painted 2 liter. Casey Carson, how you doing, buddy? How many times have we painted up 2 liter bottles, painted them black, and went diver duck hunting?
There
More
you
times
go.
than I think of.
Yeah. Foul time. I'm definitely going to get a layout boat. I think this summer. I'm kind of been looking at that beaver tail. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but think about getting a little beaver tail layout boat, sneak boat, something like that. So, but I do appreciate you having me on. Are you going to continue? Because I'll log into my phone and watch it when I go lay down.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick in here for a little while and just talk to the chat room and
Yeah, there you
see.
go. Well, I
We got about
appreciate you having me on. So,
not a problem, brother. Anytime. You got my email and I got yours. So if you need anything, give me a holler. I think you got. I sent you my phone number.
yep.
So you know, you just want to talk one day, whatever. Just shoot me a text and make sure I'm not in the middle of something at work, and then we can,
Yeah, that will work. Well, I appreciate it, man.
All right, buddy. Take care. Magnolia Flyways. Thank you so much for coming in. Please hit your like button on the way out.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that.
Give this video a like and just support each other's channel. But appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
I'm off to bed. I gotta go to work.
I hear you, bud. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye. For those of y'all that don't have the True Southern Waterfowler, please give them a look at. And like I said, we do a lot of support. We do support around here. Channel out. If you like it, y'all know what to do. If you haven't checked my channel out, check it out. If you like it, you know what to do. Nailed it. Yes, sir. I hope we did. I like him a lot, dude. I've only chatted with him a few times, and I've liked him from the minute I started talking with him. All right. Am I going to start losing people now that Alex is gone? Probably. It is a small world. It is a very, very small world. Yeah, I'm in a hotel up in Pickens County. Actually, I'm in Easley tonight. Easley. There's nothing I can do about it. Robert, I got that hunt that's going to be coming out. Every time you can y'all hear me okay? I think the internet on this thing is fixing to go out. Is it back up? I'm back. Okay. Yeah, this hotel internet, I'm probably fixing to lose it here in a few minutes. You can't read that angle. I can't either. Oh, man. So what's everybody up to tonight? Shiner, what I was saying, you did good on those fish the other day, man. I don't know if you heard me on that one. I'm up here getting your wild kids in bed. 2 days left until the vacation starts again. I hear you, buddy. I'm up here in upstate of South Carolina working for the next couple days. So the hunt video is coming out Wednesday. And yeah, I'm about ready for some vacation too. Yes, I know that you released them all. I saw every time you did, I got hungry. I said, man, wouldn't that be a good fried fish sandwich? Hey, Robert, by the way, I was telling you about those waders that I got. They're actually sending me another pair to try out. So hopefully I'll get those in. Releasing the grease. That's right. Shiner guy has, if y'all haven't picked up that Shiner guy, he's got a pretty good fishing channel. Go ahead and take a look at him. He catches some good fish, that's for sure. I have info on a North Carolina, not a sponsor, but could be. I'm going to be getting the high and dry waders. I'm going to try them out. The first pair that when I ordered them didn't fit right, and I'm gonna. They sent me some new ones, some other ones of larger size, so I'm gonna try them and check them out. Hopefully they either got to the house today or sometime next day or so, and try them out. I'll get a video out on them as soon as I get them. Big Joe just put out a rabbit smoking video. W60 really, I mean, I've looked at them. I just have I guess I'm paranoid. I've had waders leak on me so bad that I'm scared of the zipper leaking on me. Casey, I got a pair of the Rogers 3-in-1, and I'm not bad mouthing Rogers at all because they do make some good stuff, but mine leaked after a half a season. Mine was leaking. You can ask Robert. I mean, I was complaining about my waders leaking. They say the crap you're hammering on Lake Marion. We got to get out there and try them. Well, that's awesome, W6. I've looked at them. I've never met anybody who's worn them to tell me anything different. I just personally, the zipper made me kind of nervous, and I'm a fat guy, so I end up falling down a lot. Too many alligators to wade. Yeah. Water temp was 80 on Sunday. Holy crap. You were nervous when you got them, but you're a believer now. Awesome, dude. Yeah, my three and ones. The boot is so flimsy. I finally got them patched up to where they don't leak, but the boot is so flimsy. I spend more time trying to get my feet in them than I do actually hunting in them. And that's why I went with High and Dry. High and Dry's got a really good boot. Guys, and if you don't have W6 Outdoors, go and check him out as well. He has got, you had a goose video that came out not too long ago with your kids, I believe. That was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed that video. Whew. But I'm going to give High and Dry a shot this year. Yeah, Binknell Bunch in the house. What's going on? Are the vice president and president available? I got a two-person fan club from the Binkle Bunch. Speaking of which, did you get any footage of that hunt that we were on Sunday? Just out of curiosity, I meant to get it from you and forgot all about it. If you do have footage, save it. I want it. I was seeing. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody tonight? Big Joe's working on a sea trout video. Catch, clean, and cook. Man, I haven't been on a good speckle belly. Listen to me, a good speck trout fishing trip in a long time. I got waterfowl on my brain. I can't think of the fish's name. Yeah, really. President VP in the house. Awesome. Guys, if y'all like a really good family oriented channel, also check out the Binknell Bunch. They're training their dog Mojo, and Jay, the dad, he sometimes does a 2-minute devotional, which I really enjoy. Yeah, I heard about that, Robert. Um, I dropped my rifle into the season and didn't realize, and I went and picked it up to go on a hunt this year, and it's all fogged up. So I had a choice: buy a new scope or a new pair of waders, and I chose the waders. No iron sight. Nope, I have no iron sights on that rifle whatsoever. And where they're at, I took them off, and where they are at, I have no clue. I'd have to do a point and shoot. You're killing me, Smalls. Well, listen, guys, I think I'm going to cut this one off a little early tonight. I usually try to go 2 hours. Oh, wait a minute. What's everybody shooting for shells? Um, I'm personally shooting right now either heavy shot bismuth out of my 16 or black cloud for my 20 and 12. That's what I'm shooting. I shoot number threes on both my 20 and 12, and fours because that's and fours and sixes out of my 16, and that's only because that's all I can find right now local. I do want to try that Boss ammo though. I ain't got your money, Casey. If I had your money, I'd buy a Boss. Of course, you can, buy some for me in the 16 gauge number fives. Help me out. I do want to try their 2 3/4 fives for my 16 gauge. He had to split cases to try it. Wildman 307, thanks so much for showing up, buddy. I really do appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up on your way out. Homegrown Outdoor Adventures. Hello, I didn't even know you were in the house. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I can find fours and sixes in the heavy bismuth. Take care, Big Joe. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Rob, take care of yourself, buddy. Thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. Well, I'm still showing 9 people in the house. That's awesome. Now I don't want to turn it off, but I got to get to bed as well. I know I got an early morning. I didn't see the post, Casey, but I'm kind of curious about that number 7 in Boss ammo, because I know this is going to sound funny, but when we were able to shoot lead, they made Winchester Western made a high brass 7.5 in 2 3/4 that was an awesome duck killing load. Okay, hit me up tomorrow. Let me know something so I can make sure I get the day off. I'm assuming it's up north. Yeah, let me know. But Casey, yeah, I mean, if 7.5 for killing mallards on lead, I know that it will kill mallards in either 20 or 12. Yes, sir. I have too. All right, I need you to let me know something, Robert. All righty. All right, homegrown. Appreciate you coming in. Hit that like button for me on the way out. I appreciate it if you haven't already. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to run. I appreciate everybody coming in. I really do. I wish I could stay here a little bit longer, but something is working up way down below, and I need to go. So Y'all take care. Have a great evening. Robert, give me a holler tomorrow, and we'll see what we can get done. Anyway, y'all have a great night, and we will talk to y'all later. We'll see y'all.